Today, what I'm going to be covering for you is maybe 3 reasons why you aren't making as much money as possible on your paid ads. Maybe at the moment you're not running paid ads because you don't think they work, and it's probably one of these 3 things that you got wrong, or maybe all 3 of them. Or potentially you're just like looking at all the amazing results people get using paid ads, and you want a little bit of a piece of that action. So buckle yourselves in for today's episode, because I promise you that if you focus on implementing these 3 steps, you will understand a couple of the core concepts needed to make absolute millions and millions and millions of dollars using paid ads. Now, these are the same 3 things that we heavily focused on when we're scaling our fitness business to 1,200 members. And it's also what we work with my good friend, Kieran Duffy, who has also created a 7-figure fitness business predominantly using paid ads. So if you want to make sure, right, that you get the absolute most from your business, from your life, and you help the most amount of people possible, let's take an absolute ton of action off the back of this episode. Now, the first thing, guys, that you really want to focus on in your paid ads is that you actually have the right offer. Now, your offer needs to be valued at over $199, ideally over $299. Now, we are not really big fans in paid ads of running free-based offers or low paid offers like $21 for 21 days, because what your really big outcome on your paid ad should be, if you want to have a 7-figure fitness business, you should have the ability to spend $1,000 per week on your paid ads and get $1,000 or more back. So let's just say off your paid ads every single week, if you close 5 sales, right? Let's imagine that. Now, if you sell them a free offer, you actually get $0 back, right? If you sell 5 people at $21, you get $105 back. Now, I know I really love business. I love helping people, but I'm not here to work for fucking free, and either are you guys. So that's why those 2 offers don't work, because you might spend X amount of money to get those 5 sales and you're not making your money back as quickly as possible, right? But if you charge like $200 and you close 5 sales, you get $1,000 back. Right? If you sell, we've got my friend Adriano, who's selling his offer for over $400. Every 5 sales he closes, he gets $2,000. Right? So the more that you can charge for your front end offers, the more money that you can spend and the quicker that you can grow. So we recommend doing 28-day offers or 6-week offers, just depending on the audience and what your sales ability is like. But don't run an offer unless it's valued at over $199 if you want to make absolute millions using paid ads. And if you want to truly dominate, like my friend Brad Bedford, who helps scale 7 facilities, their initial offer was a 6-week challenge that they sold for $599. And it wasn't one of those disgusting 6 weeks free with that bait and switch and stuff like that either, right? So just get the price of your offer correct, right? Absolutely integral if you want to make millions using paid ads. But also when you're running your paid ads, if you're doing them yourself, is you will need to make sure that you run through a lot of different graphics or images or videos to find out what's working best. Now, obviously we run a digital agency. We help over 100 people every single month generate 20 or more leads per week. And we're rotating through about 20 to 30 graphics on each different ad account every single month, because you want to make sure that you're getting your cost per click as low as possible. And you've got so many different graphics or images and videos that you can run through. So you want to make sure that when you're setting up your campaigns, that you're doing 10 graphics at a time so that you can rotate through really quickly. Because if you get the graphic right, which is about 70% of the initial part of getting a low cost per click, is what you're going to do is to get cheaper leads every single day that your cost per click is really low. Now, a lot of people have a lot of issues with this. It's where, like, if you're running your ads yourself, potentially working with a graphic designer, or obviously those people who work with an agency, that's kind of what you pay digital agencies to do. But just focus on the graphic. And one of the things that I do to find out what's working really well in based of graphics and videos is when I'm on social media, when I'm like scrolling through Facebook and things like that, you either make a decision. Are you there to sell? Are you there to be sold? Or maybe you're there to learn. So when you look at other people's ads, you're able to break down, and you can see that it's sponsored, is you're able to break down how they did the image. You know, is it working well? Is it not working well? Did it stop you from apps? Did it stop you in the scroll? So you look at it, which is the only way that you know whether it's doing well or not, because You don't know their actual like data within their ads, and you're able to learn a lot off other people. Now, you guys have followed along for a few episodes maybe in the past. Just know that copying images from the local gym down your road who's spending like $30 a fucking week on Facebook ads isn't the best bet. You want to learn off people who are using videos and using graphics, and they're spending $10, $20, $30, $40,000 a week on their ads. And usually that is outside of the fitness industry, generally to a lot of like consultants, people like Grant Cardone and things like that, who are marketing very, very extensively because they're innovating so quickly with the types of graphics that do work really well. And the last reason why your ads might not be working well, or maybe you're not making as much money as you would like off your paid ads, is that you don't have an optimal sales process. Now, there's one thing to get leads, but really the only reason you want to get leads is to be able to convert sales. Now, we've done a little bit of testing over the last month in terms of how much frequency people contact their leads, and we've got some really interesting data. Now, if you call your leads 3 times per day, you're going to make more money than if you call them twice per day, and considerably more money if you only call them once per day. And if you're not don't have time to call your leads at least once per day, just don't even bother running paid ads. It's a total waste of your time. So the message I want to get across is call the people who are opting into your ads with more volume. Right? If you call 3 times per day, and we've tested this across 100 accounts, you'll make considerably more money than if you don't call them the basic 3 times per day. But then you want to make sure that you're utilizing ACR 365, where you've got that one automated text and one automated email, and you're also using booking calendars off the back of your ads so that you can get bookings, get your leads to auto book an appointment. And that's something that our good friend and coach in the inner circle, David Pugh, did in his facility, where he was able to get 65% of his leads to auto book an appointment without one phone call, one text, one email. And that frees you up a hell of a lot of time, especially right when we know how much effort it does take to get your leads in for appointments. But also, guys, you've got to have enough free time to do the sales consultations. If you don't have a ton of free time to take new clients on, what you're going to be constantly battling against is your diary and their diary to be able to get them in for an appointment so they can get started. It's where having like multiple sales reps, for my people who have staff in their facility, always wins. Or if you're the one who's closing sales, if you're the manager, the owner closing sales at the moment, is making sure that you have a ton of free time to be able to take those calls and those face-to-face meetings so that you can convert people, because that's been a little bit of an issue for a few people within the inner circle, where they simply do not have the time to meet the new clients. So then thus a potential new client just goes to the fitness business down the road or another online fitness business. And we don't want that to happen to you guys. So just make sure you have a ton of free time to do the sales. So just going through everything again, guys, just make sure you have the right offer, generally over $199 at minimum. Obviously, the more higher price your offer, the better. Just make sure that you're rotating through different graphics, okay? We use an absolute ton in the agency with the people that we work for, because we know that the graphic is what stops the scroll. Once you stop the scroll, they'll read your ad copy. After they read your ad copy, they'll give you their details and get started. Really important that you test and measure different graphics that work really well in your ads. And just make sure you're running an optimal sales process. Don't complain that you're not closing sales off your paid ads unless you're running an optimal sales process where you're calling your leads, you're texting, you're emailing, you're using a booking calendar in ACR 365 and all the amazing resources you have there to be able to convert these leads. And also that you've got free time to actually meet the people, whether you're selling over the phone or face-to-face, that you've got enough availability so you're not constantly fighting with your diary and their diary to be able to get them started. And if you guys do those things really, really well, I have absolute no doubt that you'll make more money than what you're making right now on your paid ads. Or if you're not running paid ads currently, that you have a really nice structure and game plan of a couple of basic things that you do need to do so that you make the most amount of money possible using your paid ads, and then you'll get to help the most amount of people possible so that we can change more lives every single week inside our fitness businesses. Any questions, guys, feel free to reach out to me anytime. We do have a few links below this episode where you can get our best downloads and also as well if you want to connect with us any further. So go check those out below the episode. But if not, let's make sure we take action off the back of this episode. There's absolutely no point listening to something, figuring that that's like a pretty good idea, and then doing absolutely nothing off the back of it. If you want to change your life, if you want to change your business, if you want to make more money, make sure that you implement the strategies that I've given you today, because that is the only way that you will get results from watching and listening to episodes, is by bloody taking action off the bat. So let's go get it done and have an absolute incredible week together.